Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing my mid-year book freakout tag. Is it maybe slightly delayed? Yes, but it is still July, and summer is the middle of the year, and I don't care. So I'm doing it. It's close enough. Let's get into it. Let me go find the questions, which requires buttons. That is not how... okay, there we go. Right, number 1, best book you've read so far this year. Oh boy. You know what I should have done? Is maybe thought this through before I started filming, but I didn't because I am a genius. So one really good book was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Science fiction, man goes out because Earth is dying, it's heating up exponentially faster than it should, and he has to go out to find a cure, pretty much. Excellent book. Loved that one. Ooh, Unbecoming, A Memoir of Disobedience by Anuradha Bhagwati was fantastic. Oh crap. I want to say Indian, like subcontinent Indian. Pretty sure. Anyway, she is a bisexual woman of color in the Marines and talks about her experience there and her experience just, in life, but specifically in the Marines. And I related a lot. I mean, I'm not in the Marines, thought about it, realized I don't take orders well. That wasn't going to go over. And obviously, I'm whiter than milk. But in terms of a lot of the other bits of her life, family pressure, being bi, that kind of stuff, I really related. So I loved that book. Are We Smart Enough to Know How Smart Animals Are by Franz de Waal. Fantastic. 5 stars, does what it says on the cover. I have read 98 books, so I think quite frankly we're going to leave it there, and if you want to see any more, go check out my story graph because that's where the ratings are going to be without me going through all 98 books so far. Question number 2, best sequel you've read so far. Ooh, this one I can actually answer. Ha ha ha. Either The Riddle by Alison Croghan, which is fantastic, book 2 in the Pelennor series, which I was recommended by Abby of Pelennor, go check her out, or the Scalzi trilogy I read. The Last Emperox, I think, is the first one. Fantastic series. So that entire series, obviously the second and third books would be sequels. Those ones are about humanity has gone off to the stars and are living fine, and then it turns out that their wormholes are collapsing and they gotta figure out how to not die. This one is very Lord of the Rings-esque, but YA. Merid, our main character, is discovered in the first one, and she's, as it turns out, a very important person in this world, and so she has to go on this quest to save the light from the dark. Very different writing styles, John Scalzi and Alison Croghan. Alison Croghan has a very lyrical, beautiful, again, Tolkien-esque writing style. Scalzi is a very conversational, fuck-it-all writing style. Let's see, number 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. Well, let's see. No, we're going to use that for the other question. I mean, this one came out relatively recently, and by relatively I mean within the last year since I did this tag, so A Dark Queen Rises by Asha K. Banker I want to read. Subcontinent Indian inspired fantasy. Let's see. Ooh. An Unreliable Magic by Ridge Pecco. Desperately want to read because I loved Wicked As You Wish. Fairy tales meets apocalyptic America. It's fantastic. Go back. Let's see. Nope, we're just gonna go with those. I want to read those. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year, Sea Sparrow by Kristen Kishore. Abso-fucking-lutely Sea Sparrow. It is the 5th book in the Graceling series, and you know Graceling is my favorite series. I desperately want this book. I am so excited. You should have heard the screaming when I found out it was coming out this year. Enough said. Number 5, biggest disappointment. I've had a surprising amount of those, actually. Oh, I don't remember which ones. Oh, probably House of Sky and Breath, actually, by Sarah J. Maas. This was... Look, the first book I loved. I thought it was really fun, despite the info dumping at the beginning of the book. I really enjoyed how she had made this whole new world. I mean, based it on our world, right? I enjoyed the slow burn. The book drove me to drink because I was so into it. I would read it whenever I got the chance. House of Sky and Breath, I didn't really want to read. I put it off for the longest time, and when I read it and got to the ending, I realized that she's just following a trend. Which is fine, a lot of people do that, but she's not doing it well. And I don't like it. So that was super disappointing, and I don't honestly know if I'm going to continue. Number 6, biggest surprise. I don't know, is the simple answer to this. Because, you see, Murder Bout would also work for best sequel. I read the 4th one. Yeah, see, I don't know about a surprise. Yeah, we're gonna ignore that, because I don't know what my biggest surprise was. I don't know that I was super surprised by any of them. Oh, Gichigumi Hearts, by Linda Lagarde Grover, would qualify as biggest disappointment as well. I really wanted to like that book. I read it in January and then for my book club. But it was just dense. It is 120 pages. It took me 3 days to read. By no means should 120 pages take me 3 days to read. But it was dense and dry, and I just don't do it. Biggest surprise though, I genuinely don't know. Favorite new, debut, or new to you author? I think we're gonna go for Scalzi for this one. I had not read anything of his beforehand, but my friends down in Rochester recommended him, and so I picked him up, and it was fantastic. It was absolutely great. Loved it. So yeah, Scalzi for that one. Let's see, newest fictional crush. Don't have one. Number 9, newest fictional character. I did really like the main character in One for All. Three Musketeers retelling with a disabled main character. I really enjoyed her. I think she was fun. So probably her, not that I remember her name. Tanya, there we go. Oh, that's right, Toinette. Yeah, so we're gonna go with her. Number 10, book that made you cry. One Crew for All, was that it? Oh, crap. When did I read that? I read that in June. Hold on, my phone is acting up. I'm getting a new phone, it's fine. I want to say it was One Crew for All or something like that. It was a military history about the crew of a smaller ship. Do I remember exactly which ship or what type of ship? Absolutely not. But a smaller ship who were escorting the aircraft carriers and the battleships around the Pacific in World War II. And this ship... No, I didn't read it in June, did I? Shit, when did I read it? Oh no. Anyway, basically this ship goes through so many iterations and then it sinks. And they lose a lot of people. That one made me cry. Straight up, that one made me cry. Which is rare, because I don't usually cry, even in a war book. War movie? Sure, not so much a book. Number 11, book that made you happy. Let's see. What was a book that made me happy this year? I mean, my entire... Ooh. Super Volcanoes! By Robin George Andrews. This is a nonfiction about super volcanoes that I absolutely bought because... Or Abby bought it for me? Abby's mother-in-law bought it for her. Whether Abby bought it for me or I bought it for me on that recommendation, I don't recall, but either way, I got it because of Abby. It was fantastic. It was funny, it was quirky, it was well written, it was informative. This was fantastic. Loved it, and it made me very happy. Let's see, what question are we on even? 11? Nope, that was 11. 12, most beautiful book you've bought so far. Why do we ask me all of the hard questions? Oh. Although, we gotta go with A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsk. First of all, look at this. Sprayed edges with flowers, and then, I have never in my life seen a clear dust jacket. It is so cool. So clearly that. And last question, number 13. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? The 700 books on my physical TBR that I haven't read yet, I don't know what you want me to say. However, Legendborn is definitely high up on that list, as is Red Tigress, because I've read the first one, not the second one. Red Tigress is the second one, in case you were wondering. I need to finish the Murderbot series. I need to read A Dark Queen Rises. I have a whole slew of series that I need to read, or finish, including A Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. I need to read this behemoth, because I've read the first 6 books in this series and loved them. She always sneakily comes out with the new one when I'm like not paying attention for it. And all of a sudden I walk into a bookstore and it's like, hey, here's the newest Kristen Brand! And I go, oh my god, I need it! Which is very exciting, but very not helpful, because then I'm not prepared to read this thing. But maybe we're gonna go with this one, because this is possibly the biggest book I need to read on my shelves. That's a total lie. It is absolutely not the biggest book I need to read on my shelves, but it is a close one. Any of the Lumicrate books I haven't read. I need to read Girls of Fate and Fury. I need to read Igniting Darkness. Yeah, straight up any of the 700 books, but we're gonna go with those ones as sort of the starting point for this. Everybody does this video sometime in July, so there you go, you're tagged. Anyway, this was my mid-year book freakout tag. A bit oddly done, but you know what, it works. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you've read any of these books, want to read any of these books, etc., etc., let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!